You must watch this fantastic new footage from Monica Long's recent interview. You must listen to Monica Long, the president of Ripple, as I have also included some additional information from her. Therefore, let's play this clip now. This year, it seems like the floodgates are about to open, don't they? Over the course of the last week or 2 weeks, SOB 121 has been called back or rolled back, and I mean in what seems like minutes. CEOs from companies like Bank of America have stated that we're all in. These are organizations that we were early partners with when we were developing the messaging software-only payment solution, for example. I adore it when people claim to be familiar with Ripple. I've heard claims that Bank of America and Ripple are not partners. This and that are all involved. Ripple's president has now publicly stated, hey, we have been working with Bank of America this entire time. We do hold XRP-related patents with Bank of America. It's real. The adoption of Ripple is being considered by Bank of America. I'm willing to wager that Bank of America looks at ways to tokenize value and bring that on-chain Ripple custody, in addition to using it for their cross-border solution. And permitting Bank of America to provide its clients with custody options via Ripple Custody. We have long dealt with these banks, but there is a lack of transparency and, in my opinion, more recent animosity toward them, saying things like, using these assets and this technology is not okay. As we would say, it is not the ideal method to address things because it is dangerous. However, I would argue that, in terms of the future, it appears like this year will bring about a significant shift. Additionally, I might mention the continuous discussions we have had with banks regarding becoming reserve banks or transaction banking partners for the stablecoin or for our payments company, even after November, the election, and the outcome of the US election. As if the message and tone had abruptly shifted. As if it happened quickly. Knowing that Ripple was attending these talks with their banks and partners is encouraging. Many of them were waiting for regulatory clarification. Regulators gave them the clarification they required. They are still awaiting clarification from Congress regarding US regulations. That's why I believe banks will really hold off on providing cryptocurrency custody. They wait for regulation, I bet. It's just how I feel personally. I'm not positive, but it would make sense because if you're a bank or other financial institution, the last thing you want to do is spend millions of dollars building infrastructure into your bank, only to have regulations come along and make what you've invested millions of dollars on possibly ineffective or not working, right? It is possible that the rule has a number of distinct elements that your bank did not anticipate being included. Due to some of the language they included in the rule that would prevent the bank from, granting its clients access to cryptocurrency. For this reason, I believe banks will wait. Monica Long discusses the acquisition of the hidden road here. Well, I've already seen this footage, but it's still excellent. It relates to a broader plan that Ripple is now pursuing. I'll play. Significant. Yes, you also suggested spending time on Hidden Road. The video isn't very good. I'm very sorry, but let's just go on. I believe you spent $1.25 billion on the transaction earlier. Indeed. Does that suggest that Ripple will now be more curious in the future? Indeed. Excellent. Thus, we should anticipate more M&A in the future. Indeed. There will undoubtedly be more amazing things. This is a huge deal, I mean. In my opinion, $1.25 billion makes it one of the biggest in the history of cryptocurrency. As a cryptocurrency company, we are unique in that we own a prime broker that is not a bank. Yes? Indeed, the Hidden Road is a company that serves hundreds of the highest volume trading financial institutions. With our business, we can provide more blockchain tech infrastructure, and for them, they generate $300 trillion in revenue annually, which is a very healthy 100 million plus. They can now obtain more risk capital using our balance sheet, which will allow them to expand their business exponentially. Whoa, and I must say that perhaps I didn't understand that section previously since, thanks to Ripple's liquidity and other assets, the prime broker Hidden Road is now able to take on more, process more, and acquire more clients, which is very amazing. Hidden Road is already beginning to spread throughout the United Arab Emirates and other parts of the world. Consider where Ripple will be on this date in 6, 12, and 18 months. This might be taken to the next level with even more acquisitions and new businesses. Current market, but eventually I'll need to question you about an IPO. Brad has previously told me that we can begin considering an IPO after the SEC difficulties are resolved. Is an initial public offering, IPO, imminent for a report? We have a lot of liquidity right now. Therefore, the balance sheet does show billions of dollars in cash. We were in a pretty good place. As you stated, we are in an acquisitive situation. Therefore, our main goal right now is to expand the company. Yes, they have no intention of going public, particularly in a market that is uncertain about its future direction. I believe that Ripple is uninterested in a number of noteworthy developments that are now occurring in the US and worldwide economies. Additionally, as a private firm, they are able to accomplish more than a public one. And I believe they are aware of that. And I simply don't believe it will be visible to you anytime soon. Additionally, you know a little bit about Monica Long's past. Guys, if you want to learn everything there is to know about her, I'll just put this in the description. She has such a fascinating past, and I believe she would be a fantastic president of Ripple. If you would like to go look at this, I will add it in the description. However, I also have this video from Monica Long that shows that Ripple will serve as the power layer connecting banks and the XRP ledger. It's conceivable that current systems, such as banks, will be able to connect straight to the blockchain. Indeed, they require some connective tissue. That is what we offer. What is meant by infrastructure, then? It involves converting fiat currency, or real money, into digital asset currency. On-ramps are what those are. Off-ramps would be the opposite. Safe possession. It is giving institutions the ability to tokenize assets by offering stable coins and even services. Thus, it's giving them the layer of services they require. Additionally, the XRP ledger, which we were discussing, was established by 3 developers, which is how the entire business got its start. As a result, we have always believed in creating use cases that will leverage the XRP ledger's efficiency. Therefore, this ledger would most likely contain the set of services I'm discussing as well as the use cases that financial institutions would employ. I have a question for you. Initially, Ripple used cross-border payments. They essentially entered and became experts in that field. They proceeded to digital currency issued by central banks. They entered and became proficient in that technique. They switched to stable currency. They became top brokers. Where is the next location? Correct. Custody of Ripples. You have this prime broker now, huh? In what location will Ripple launch its next surgical attack and develop technologies that will be widely utilized to link the DeFi and CFI areas? I would really like to know more about how you think. Tell me in the comments below. Please hit like if you've read this far. The channel does benefit from it. We are increasing our subscriber base to 100,000. I appreciate all of your help. This is a further excerpt from Ripple for Monica Long discussing RLUSD. Come on, let's play this. One significant market is US dollar stablecoins. Today's stablecoins have a market capitalization of roughly $160 billion. Within the next 4 to 5 years, this market is expected to grow to a value of roughly $3 trillion. There are several causes for this. The first is the simple desire to own US dollars, which are easily accessible everywhere in the world. For payments, number 2. Our clients and other financial institutions